him until he started calling me out. It's just do the facts. You know, he could be an IBF world champion, but he's the most softest fighter in the division. Why I say that? Because he's one-dimensional to the point where Puerto Ricans, man, I tear they butt up. Puerto Ricans are easy to beat. And I don't care if the Puerto Ricans feel some type of way. Put them in front of me, we beat them. And it doesn't take away anything more than what it is.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Ropes with Coach Mario. Coach Mario, owner and head coach of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy here in Miami, Florida. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's okay. Let's go jump into today's episode. A little bit of chatter about the whole Teofimo Lopez versus Puerto Rican type of comments that he's made, remarks that he's made on ProBox TV. All right, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, ramifications to his comments about Puerto Ricans being really easy to beat. He didn't say Puerto Ricans of now. He mentioned Puerto Rican fighters are really easy to beat. And the funny thing is, my friends, that Puerto Rico is ranked third in the all-time boxing champion list. Most champions by country. And we have USA, we have Mexico, and in third place is a tiny little island of Puerto Rico, 100 miles long, 35 miles wide, 60 world champions. So by Teofimo saying, clearly, and that's the reason why I say either this guy's full of it or he's got some mental issues or an inferiority complex. One of these things Teofimo Lopez is suffering from. When he mentioned later on, I did not mean, in another interview a few days later, I did not mean that Puerto Ricans are bad fighters. I meant that after Tito Trinidad, after Cotto, but guys, that's not what he said. That's not what Teofimo Lopez said. Teofimo Lopez clearly said Puerto Ricans are really easy to beat. I'll whoop their butt all the time. So if he says Puerto Ricans are really easy to beat, why doesn't he fight Subriel Matias? Fits so easy, right? Take that title, take that belt away from Subriel Matias. That's a piece of cake, right? 2 rounds, 4 rounds. That's what his dad said. That he replied to what his son said. He actually added more comments saying, no, not in 4 rounds. We can beat him in 2 rounds. His father's more full of it than his son. And there's a reason why I think his son, you can't blame him when you got a dad like that. That is so delusional, because it's good to love your son. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're delusional and you make these claims, this idiotic claims that the Puerto Ricans are really easy to beat. Do you think that Teofimo Lopez would have had an easy fight against the likes of Miguel Cotto, against the likes of Carlos Ortiz, against the likes of Macho Camacho, against the likes of Tito Trinidad, against the likes of Chapo Rosario, Esteban de Jesus, Alfredo Salcero Escalera? Bro, you are out of your mind. Puerto Ricans are badass fighters, and everybody knows it. Ranked number 3rd as more world champions per country in the world. And ranked number 1. Ranked number 1 as a pound for pound top country per capita. More champions per capita. It's a very small island, guys. 60 world champions in a little tiny island. And this Joker is talking about Puerto Ricans are really easy to beat? What about that guy that knocked him out? What about the Puerto Rican fighter that knocked him down? All right? This guy was raised among Puerto Ricans in New York. He's got a lot of fans that are Puerto Ricans. Or he had a lot of fans that are Puerto Ricans. He blew that, with that comment. How can you enrage the Puerto Rican fan base by making stupid comments like that? And I'm not saying he's a racist. I'm just saying he's stupid and ignorant. He's talking about him saving the sport by fighting the best. Bro, you gotta fight the best in your weight class first. You're not the face of boxing. There's a lot of people you have to face before you start talking that crap. And okay, you beat Lomachenko. That was a close fight. You beat, Josh Taylor. That was a one-sided fight for you. You destroyed Josh Taylor. Now, I'm telling you something, Josh Taylor would have gotten destroyed by some of these other guys too. I think Josh Taylor was overrated as a champion. All right? Now, let me ask you something. And if you're smart, Teofimo, if you're listening to this, let me ask you something. You're so smart, you know so much about boxing, and you know so much about the Puerto Rican fighters. Let me ask you a simple question. If the Puerto Rican boxers, Puerto Rican fighters are so easy to beat, why don't you fight Subriel Matias? Take his belt. That's the fight that you should do next. But Subriel Matias saw through your BS, and his promoter Orengo saw through your BS, offering him that fake damn offer that you made, a one-sided offer that you made right after Matias had fought Ergashev with a busted hand, which he's still getting treatment for, because he knew he was going to say no. He's not ready. He told you, he replied to you, April, May, June, I'll fight you. What did you say? You ignored his reply. You ignored his counter offer. And that is the problem, guys. This guy is a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. Because in one side of his mouth, he's saying, oh, the fighters should fight the best. That's the reason why boxing is, well, fight Matias. Oh, no, he's not the best. This guy's a joker, guys. This guy's a fake. And I'm going to tell you something. Tonight is a fight between him and Jermaine Ortiz. And I put some money on Jermaine Ortiz. You know why? Because the odds are so great. I always, if I'm going to bet on somebody, I'm going to bet on somebody to make money. I'm not going to bet on somebody just to make a couple of bucks. I know the favorite is Teofimo. And I actually mix that bet around. But I'm going to tell you something. If I win this bet, he's gonna make me a lot of money, and I would not doubt. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I know that Teofimo is an excellent fighter. He's a great fighter. I've never said he sucks. I'm just saying he's an idiot. But if he's not 100% tonight, if this guy is not, tight on his defense, tight on his offense, is not on his A game, he's going to get beat by Jermaine Ortiz. And that would be ironic that this guy saying that he's the face of boxing, that he wants to make boxing better. And that's the reason why he came back from retirement. What kind of retirement? That guy's an idiot. What retirement are you talking about? These guys now, like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, are talking about retirement, and they're really not retired. It shows you the maturity level of today's fighters. It shows you the ignorance of some of these people. So, going back to the subject about Teofimo Lopez saying Puerto Ricans are He beats Puerto Ricans. He beats their ass all the time. But show me one Puerto Rican fighter he has faced. Come on, Teofimo. Which Puerto Rican fighter, top 10 fighter, have you beaten? Which Puerto Rican fighter have you faced? You got knocked down by a Puerto Rican. You got knocked out on sparring by Rayo Valenzuela twice. You got knocked down by Cambosos. You got knocked down by Sandor Martin twice. You lost that fight. How can you say you are great? How can you say you're such a great fighter and you want to face the best when you're not facing the best? You think Terence Crawford is going to take your fight? You think Terence Crawford is gonna agree to fight you? I really don't think so. Terence Crawford is a way better fighter than you are. Terence Crawford has got bigger fish to fry. He's not gonna take a step back. He's gonna take a step forward and maybe retire. He wants to fight Canelo to make those mega bucks. He'll probably lose there because this guy's 3 weight divisions, lighter than Canelo. That's a mismatch. Canelo doesn't want to face the best either. I'll give you that. Fighters nowadays don't want to face the best. Fighters nowadays just want to fight easy pickings, make money, and that's the reason why the boxing bubble has burst. And all these guys that made so many millions of dollars, they're not gonna make that money moving forward, guys. They're not. They're asking for 100 million, 50 million. That shit is over. That shit is over. That train has left the train station. Nowadays, now you're gonna have to fight like back in the day. You gotta fight everybody, and you gotta fight the best in order to make good money. You're gonna fight pick some cherry like Canelo does all the time. You're not gonna make those big bucks. I don't know who watches Canelo's fights, to be honest with you. I mean, his fans are, and it's funny because his fans are really brainwashed with him. Are delusional too. Who wants to watch Canelo fight, a guy like Charlo, who's been inactive, a guy like Ryder, Yildirim, all these other guys, that Canelo has faced. And the reason why I'm talking about Canelo is because that he's one of the reasons why this boxing bubble has burst. Fighters moving forward are not gonna make those mega bucks, guys. And if the Saudis say, screw boxing, you guys are a bunch of divas, you don't want to fight each other, you want like this tech idiot. This guy, I don't think he even knows how to read. Asked for 2 Ferraris from His Highness the Prince. Oh, I'll send me 2 Ferraris and I'll think about it. What kind of shit is that? Who do you think you're talking to? You're some other hood, thug from the street? Just like Bill Haney did with Juan Orengo, the manager for Subriel Matias, talking to him like he's like one of his guys from the hood and low life individual. This guy's a professional, man. This guy's a multi-millionaire. This guy, that's what he does for a living. He promotes people. He's got some of the best artists in the world signed up. He's a serious promoter. Puerto Ricans, if you never lived in Puerto Rico, and I'm gonna tell you this, for those guys that are talking shit about Subriel Matias and the mentality, you have never lived in PR. Let me tell you something. If you do business in Puerto Rico, the most professional people that you can think of are in Puerto Rico. I know because I own businesses in Puerto Rico. I know because I was the first person to own a ladies' gym in PR. I used to be the host of a TV show called Fitness Magazine. I used to be the host. I used to be the scriptwriter. And I used to also sell my program. It was on Saturday. It used to air on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. on a local channel in PR called Fitness Magazine. And we're talking back in the 80s, a long time ago. But still, if I wanted to sit down with somebody that was going to sponsor my show and I start screaming at him, I would have gotten kicked out. That's not the way people run business in Puerto Rico. People in Puerto Rico are very serious. They're very professional. You're at that level. If you're at that level where you're trying to negotiate with a multimillionaire, this guy's going to be at a level he's going to be discussing every single detail of the contract. He's going to be discussing in a serious manner how to conduct business. They don't play. They do not play. All right? So, I'm going to tell you something regarding the Puerto Rican people. And like I said in my previous show, they're very humble. There's no better friend, but there's no worst enemy. I remember when, I don't know if you guys remember, but that spring break where all these people went to Puerto Rico to raise hell. That was maybe a couple of years ago. Raise hell, because that's what they do. They go to Miami Beach and they fucking start burning shit. Sorry for the F-word, F-bomb. I'm going to try to keep it clean, guys. I went off yesterday on my other episode. I was kind of upset. I don't like to cuss. I shouldn't cuss. And I apologize for that. But they came here to Miami. They started burning stuff. They started, messing with cars and all that crap. And the Miami cops don't play. But in Puerto Rico, you know what happened when they started doing that same thing? These hoodlums from the States going to Puerto Rico thinking they own that and starting, kicking cars and telling the cops, hey, pig, blah, 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 all that other stuff. You know what happened, bro? This guy went to, I don't remember where he was, but I believe it was in La Perla. He went in there and tried to jack somebody of drugs. They burned him alive. They burned this guy alive. In Puerto Rico, you cross that line. You're not here in the States. You're not here in the States. Puerto Rico is a different place, bro. When you go there, you got respect. And I've been to La Perla a whole bunch of times. And I always respected people there. That's why nothing ever happened to me. And we're talking about La Perla back in the day. Not now. Now it's a tourist spot. And if anybody knows what La Perla is, it was the worst, one of the worst neighborhoods in the world. Cops wouldn't even go in there. They killed 11 people every weekend there. Drugs like there's no tomorrow. I mean, really bad place. And I used to go there. I used to hang out there. I used to drink at that bar. When you go down La Perla, there was a bar on the right-hand side to go have drinks there. And I buy drinks for some of the guys there. But I always treated everybody with respect. I was not from La Perla. I was raised in Humacao. But my point is, you got to respect. And what this guy did, what Teofimo Lopez did, saying that about Puerto Rican fighters. First of all, that's not going to win you any fans. Second, that's going to make you ignorant. Third, how many champions from Honduras have there been? World champions? None. You're not even Honduran. You're a gringo. You're an American. You were born in the States. You're third or fourth generation, North American. You ain't even Honduran. So actually, there's not even one world champion. So that the thing that bothers me is, you see, when he's interviewed by Pro Box TV, They're like, brown nosing him. If I was one of those guys, I would put him on the spot. I say, how many Puerto Rican fighters have you fought, Teofimo, that you kicked their ass? Tell me. If Matias is so easy, why don't you fight him? Take his title. How many champions from Honduras, world champions, are there? Were you born in Honduras? Do you know how to speak Spanish? So guys, forgive this rant, but I'm going to tell you something. This guy better be tip-top tonight, or he's going to get his ass kicked. And if he does lose tonight, I don't think he'll ever fight Subriel Matias. Even if he wins. Even if he wins. I hope he does, in all honesty. Did you see what Subriel Matias' reply was?
Tienen manera de comunicarse con alguien cercano a Teófimo, sáquenle en eso a ver qué le va a decir. A ver si puedo obviar la situación, el caripelado ese. De hecho, le voy a enviar un mensaje.
Dale.
De hecho, te voy a noquear, cabrón. Este puertorriqueño te va a noquear y el mundo se va a reír de ti. Vas a terminar en un psicólogo. Vas a ver, te voy a noquear.
A ver, ya está, mira.
I'm going to make you cry on the way to the nut house, and I'm going to knock your ass out. And I believe it, guys. That's the reason. That's the only reason. If he's so soft, if he's the softest, like Teofimo says, the softest, softer than Rolly Romero, softer than Ryan Garcia, softer than Pitbull, softer than Barroso. Bro, this guy is, he's talking shit. He's talking crap. But anyway, guys, just my 2 cents for today, my rant for today. I'm looking forward to that fight tonight. Can't wait. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And one more thing before I say goodbye. For all those guys that are insulting other people making comments, and this is a platform where I accept. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. You can write, no, Teofimo is better, blah, blah. You can say whatever you want, as long as it's respectful and you don't insult. And that's the problem with nowadays. And it shows you when somebody's losing a debate, they immediately go to insults. There's no intelligent debate nowadays. And I tell you this because I used to sit down with in Puerto Rico, right in front of the University of Puerto Rico, in Humacao. I used to sit down with my buddies, and we would have debates about all kinds of stuff. Political, historical, all kinds of stuff. And we would never fight. We'd just expose our point of view on things. And we would have drinks together. And there was respect. So if you guys are being disrespectful, anybody's being disrespectful, I'm just going to ban you from this channel, guys. We're not going to find you again on this channel. All right? That's not what we want. And one more thing before I go. Tough Glove. Subscribe to Tough Glove. That guy is legit. He's got an excellent program. He's a great YouTube content creator. He loves the sport of boxing. I watch him whenever I can. Thank you, Tough Glove, for the dope channel shout out. I'm telling you something. Maybe we can do something in the future. A little podcast, some back and forth. We'd love to do that. But anyway, guys, this is Coach Mario saying hasta la vista from here, Miami, Florida, owner of Warriors Pride Boxing Academy. I hope you guys have a great evening. Watch the fight tonight. There might be some shock, some upset. God bless you all, and peace out.